Okay, so I was up a little bit late last night. Had some fellowship with Catherine. She opened a live last night, which was great. Also, I'm joined to Michael Knott's WhatsApp, I guess. He has a group that's going, and it's great. Fellowship with believers. It's good to get together, and that's what I love. The fellowship is necessary, especially in these days, and for the build-up of the body, and sharing in that amazing truth that we have, that God is sovereign in His universe, in all, and that He loves His creation completely and fully, and His first love, which was His Son, the perfect image of God, and us being related to Him as members of His body, is just tremendous. And to realize this and to walk in the newness of life in that respect is beautiful. Okay, so today I'm going to share Sovereignty or Deity by E.H. Clayton. Okay, the sovereignty of God has long been affirmed by teachers of the Word, yet in their teachings the significance of His deity is really made to be of low order, though teachers also affirm that He is almighty. But when the scriptures say that all is of God, then teachers seek to add their own reserve to the words, thus offering a limit to the statements. The scriptural basis of God's deity has not really been subjected to any close consideration in the light of the term sovereignty. And so sovereignty is allowed to cover God's authority as well as that of other authorities whom He has appointed, the intermediaries that He has appointed in the universe to take care of things. There's messengers, there's Satan himself that God has appointed to do his deeds as he does it. And that dark realm is for a purpose. To contrast, the value of it is tremendous. At the same time, there's also expressed the idea that this sovereignty of God is subject to the requirements of the deity. In other words, sovereignty is assumed to express the attributes of the deity. Thus we lose the clarity of thought that exists when both words are understood in respect of their individual and unique meaning. And He is the head of the body, the ecclesia, who is sovereign, firstborn from among the dead, that in all He may be becoming first. For in Him the entire complement delights to dwell, and through Him to reconcile all to Him, making peace through the blood of His cross, through Him, whether those on the earth or those in the heavens. Colossians 1:18-20. Sovereignty is ascribed directly to God's Son in the Scriptures. Does this rank Him with the deity? Truly His authority is placed very high. The Scriptures ascribe sovereignty to Him who is the firstborn of creation, and as also from among the dead. These give Him a very special and unique position. In the latter position, the term firstborn of creation is standing in comparison with Him in His own first unique glory. When He was exalted from His glory as firstborn of every creature, yet even in that prior glory, He had a uniqueness above all others. In fact, there were no other ranks or authorities beside Him at that first moment. But the scriptures hereabout show the firstborn of creation as being exalted by His God and Father. He was made to be the creative original, and this gave to Him the glory of being the image of the invisible God. It is usual for this exaltation to be overlooked, and so when this one is spoken of as emptying Himself, then it is not known as to what this emptying consisted in its actuality, but it stands that He did empty Himself, and this is part of His obedience to His God and Father. When speaking to Nicodemus, His self-emptying was behind His words, and so His hearers could not be at all understand. This is often likewise of others even in these days, so when you speak truth and you share the deep truths of God, it's hardly understood. Simple truths are easy to get for people who are believers and come into a knowledge of the truth. When I first became a believer, it took quite a bit for me to get a lot of these deep truths. Now, the growth is there, and God gives the growth to each member of the body, and it's through our head that we have this, and it's through Christ, our brother, that we come into a realization of his vast love for his creation. It is most evident that that of which he emptied himself was placed in the bosom of the Father. John 1:18. To Nicodemus it was made the background as to the means by which he would die. And thus did he indicate that they would molest him to the full at Golgotha. But we still have to bring forward the points regarding his sovereignty, and also to indicate that God is regarded in the scriptures as being more than sovereign. God is supreme. Okay, blessed is Abraham by the Al Supreme, owner of the heavens and the earth. And blessed is the Al Supreme, who awards your foes into your hands. Genesis 14:18. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Grace and peace.